Welcome back, y'all. Caleb Black, Luke the Big Dog Williams. Once again, it is May 13th, the special breaking in edition, midweek of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. We are talking Money in the Bank. We're going to give you our review of the whole show. Right now, you don't have to wait till this weekend, plus it gets out of the way for us. We're going to get right into it, Luke. You ready?
Yep.
First match on the card was Jeff Hardy and Cesaro. We get to see Jeff Hardy's in-ring return.
Upset that it wasn't on the main card.
Now, see, like I said, I think I know why it wasn't. I think it's a legitimate way to build his in-ring return from the very bottom all the way back up to the top. I think it's a great starting place to do it. I think it'll create some very riveting stories for the remainder of his contract. I didn't hate the placement, and the match was great.
Solid match, both performers. I mean, it's kind of hard not to get a solid performance out of either guy.
Yeah, especially Cesaro.
Cesaro is by far the most underrated wrestler on the roster.
Yeah. Now, if you guys are keeping tabs on our contest, I'm going to give you a quick recap. Every single pay-per-view, we do a lottery of sorts where we pick a winner. We're going to take the accumulative points at the very end of the wrestling year, which is the end of WrestleMania, and whoever has the most points throughout the year gets to pick a punishment for their partner. We're both starting off with 5 points each. So we're tied, neck and neck, for Money in the Bank. It's all right. I'm very rarely ever wrong. And by the way, because we tied, the championship automatically returns to the holder as per our rules, so I am still undefeated at calling pay-per-views correctly. You're welcome. Following match. Now, we set this up. It was supposed to be Truth and R-Truth and MVP. MVP gets a proxy with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley taking the win. I'm loving what they're doing with Bobby Lashley right now. I'm loving it. I think they're building him up to be they want the Brock and Bobby match. That's the match everybody wants. This is a great way to get there.
It was just, for me, it was more of just an excuse to get Bobby Lashley on the pay-per-view.
Agreed.
I would have much rather watched, and I think I would have much rather enjoyed MVP and R-Truth.
It would have been more entertaining, for certain.
But, again, R-Truth is classic.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley went in, did what Bobby Lashley does. I don't know, 3 out of 5?
I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think 3.5 even for me, because once again, they're building Bobby up. They're making Bobby, he's going to become a wrecking ball. Plus, it's getting Lana out of the way. MVP is going to be a great stickman for him. He's already doing that for Brandon Mink and Shane Thorne. So I'm all right with the pairing. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
The question I have is, because he's now leading with Bobby Lashley, does that mean that Apollo Crews' storyline is over?
Well, I guess we're going to find out. We've got to stay tuned to this Monday, right? Moving on up. Fatal 4-way tag match for the Tag Team Championships on SmackDown. It was Lucha House Party versus the Forgotten Sons versus New Day versus Miz and Morrison. Got to admit, I was pretty underwhelmed with this match.
It was the kind of structure and the kind of match that, honestly, you could see any Friday night on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Very lackluster. Some good high spots.
With the athletes in the match, you're going to have that. With Morrison, the Lucha Brothers, Kofi, you're going to have fun high spots, but the pacing of the match was weird for me. I didn't like the way that the tag that the Lucha House Party made in the middle of the ropes looked bad.
Yeah.
I
think that maybe it would have gotten more credibility with a live audience.
Yeah, they would have popped for it. Sure.
Yeah, I think the reaction to the match would have pushed that match or elevated it a little further than it actually was. Miz and Morrison were great. New Day, of course, retained, which, to the surprise of not very many.
Yeah.
Forgotten Sons were solid. Lucha House Party was solid.
See, but the Forgotten Sons have always been a solid team, and once again, my big problem is that they burned through them on NXT. Now that they're on SmackDown in high-profile tag matches, I just don't care anymore. And I've always been a Forgotten Son supporter, but who'd they beat in NXT that makes them worth wrestling to establish former tag team champion tag teams like the New Day and Miz and Morrison? And then the Lucha House Party, it's just a gimmick to me.
I give it a 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. That's my ranking for that one. Get a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Not crazy about it.
We're going to close this segment up, though, with the first of the championship title matches for the evening. Singles matches, that is, with Bayley and Tamina.
Oh, Bailey and Tamina.
Here's the thing. I liked, like we said before, I think that everything they were doing wrong with Nia Jax on Raw, they were doing right with Tamina on SmackDown, but the match did not have the delivery that I was expecting.
Tamina was solid, regular Bailey outfit kind of match. The roll-up at the end.
Yeah.
The shoulders were clearly not on the mat.
No.
She was on the back of her head by the 3 count.
It wasn't a legal pin.
It was just sloppy. Not what you would expect from somebody as seasoned. I'm not blaming Tamina. Someone as seasoned as Bailey has been for, the last 7 years? 6 years?
The obvious, I know we're all hopeful that it's going to lead to a Sasha Banks and Bailey confrontation eventually.
I'm really not interested.
Nor am I, and I'm just not. I don't care as much about Bailey being women's champion. I didn't care about Tamina being her number 1 contender. It never felt like Bailey was in a real position to lose her title because of the structure of the match.
Which is unfortunate.
It is. And again, the build for Tamina was fantastic. And she does have size, and she does have power, and she is good.
1 star.
I got a question for our in-studio producer, Max Fury. Max, bring up a stat for me if you could. How many women's title matches has Tamina competed in?
That's actually a good question. I really have no idea, but that is a good question.
Because I don't know that she's competed in many others. I don't know that she's been a number 1 contender before.
Not that I'm aware of. I think that honestly, I don't even think she's been a contender for the tag team women's championships.
No. And again, the obvious choice is to pair her with Nia Jax. They'd be a great brawler women's tag team. Plus, they would, because of their size and because of their limitations, wouldn't have to do as much in a singles match except beat on their baby faces. Couldn't feed them as babies against, a heel team.
Right.
That wouldn't work.
I think that she's not getting the due that she deserves. I think that there's a lot more to Tamina than just being the, I don't want to say the foil, but that's not really the right word,
and for me, because of that match, I have to disagree. I don't think there's a whole lot farther for her to go in singles competition just because of her limitations. She's big, yes. She's got power, yes. She's not that charismatic. She's not that entertaining. But if you had her with a mouthpiece or a partner, at least you'd get something of worth or note out of her work. But as a straight-on singles competitor, and especially as a babyface, no.
Like I said, regular Bailey match didn't really matter. It's kind of an interchangeable thing anymore. Don't care for Sasha Banks. Don't care for Bailey. So a feud between the 2 of them would be a moot point.
Yeah, I agree.
Could care less which one went face, which one went heel, because to be completely honest with you, neither one of them pulled them off either way.
No, not at all. Bailey wasn't a good face. Other than her initial introduction when she really was just the happy to be here character, that was well received. Sasha, not babyface material. And now, having built the heel presentation around Bailey that they have, I think they box themselves into a corner. Because if she does turn face down the road, I'm not going to buy it. I don't think you are either. I don't think anybody else is. And definitely Sasha Banks should never, ever, 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 ever be a babyface.
No, her gimmick is straight up heel.
Yeah, agreed.
Her personality, from what I understand, is straight up heel. That's
agreed.
Hearsay. I mean, but I think maybe the whole Tamina thing, I don't think I could ever remember her having a shot at the title other than...
I don't think so either. We'll turn back over to our in-studio producer. Max, finding any good results for us?
I am not finding anything as of yet.
Well, it might have been the first time she'd been given a shot that I can think of.
Either way, Bailey and Tamina for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5.
Yep, 1 star.
That's all you get out of me. All right, guys, that's going to close us up for Money in the Bank Review Part 1.
Oh, wait a minute.
Getting a break in from our producer.
We have got... She was WWE 24/7 champion.
Okay, so she's been a champion.
WWE Raw Women's Champion 7 times.
Tamina has been a Raw Women's Champion 7 times? Or has been in 7 matches for the Raw Women's title? We got to close this video up before we run out of time. We'll get some clarity on that.
Next video, yeah.
Stay tuned for Money in the Bank Review Part 2.